Hi, this is Rick, and we're back with a new video, The Way They Were. But with this video, I bring you sadness. Since the last video, my mom passed away, but we know that she would want us to go on and do more videos and get the word out there about how you can help your family member with dementia and Alzheimer. So this video is dedicated to my mom, Joyce. So here we go with our next video.
Hey, it's Velinda.
And it's Rick again. What is that on your head?
Well, it's Ash Wednesday today, and it's not a birthmark.
Oh, well, good.
So I apologize for the distraction.
No, I'm glad you have it. That's good. She went to church.
I did. All right.
Very good.
So welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going back to the beginning of our mom's journey, and we're going to talk about what happened that made us realize we needed to transition them out of their independent homes. So Rick and I were going to go back and forth asking each other questions and then answering them and take turns doing that, mostly so that we can cut each other off on time.
Okay.
Somebody talks.
I know I talk a lot. I realize I talk a lot. This thing that we're doing is what we call a flashpoint.
All right.
Well, you want to go ahead
started.
first? Go ahead. Ask me a question.
All right. So Rick, what year was it? How old was your mom? And how old were you when you had that big event happen that made you realize it was time to make a change for your mom?
Well, the year was between 2005 and 2006. And mom was probably in her she was in her mid-70s. And gosh, how old? I was much younger. Yeah, much younger.
All right, now you ask me.
Why would I ask you if it's the same question? Just answer that question you asked me.
Okay, it was 2014, and mom was 70 years old, and I was about 38, I believe.
So young.
So young.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this, so neither one of us were. So.
Okay.
Next, was your mom living alone?
Yes, my mom was living alone, and she was living in Pensacola, Florida, by herself. She was a widow at that time.
And how far away was that from you?
I used to go see mom about once a month or every about 6 weeks, and I would fly over, and it was about an hour and a half. I would go over and spend the weekend with her.
You lived here?
Yes, I lived in Dallas. Yeah.
Okay. She was retired?
Oh, God. You know something? I don't really remember if mom retired ever. She retired from school teaching in Miami. Then she went into teaching actually at Oxford University, London. Then when she moved to Pensacola, she still did some kind of work. So
she was still
she was still functioning very well. Yes.
So if you were to ask me the same questions,
Yes.
I would answer.
Okay.
Mom was living alone. She'd been divorced for about 30 years, so she never remarried.
Wow.
So she'd been alone. And she had retired. It'd been about 10 years since she'd retired. So she was just gardening and
staying at
home. She
wasn't
stuff. Very social.
Yeah.
Okay. So next, how often did you see your mom?
Like I said, I saw her maybe once a month, every 6 weeks. I would fly over and stay with her Monday through, maybe Friday through Monday and visit with her.
Okay.
Yeah, make sure everything's okay at her house.
So I'm going to answer that, and there's no judgment here. But I hadn't gone to visit my mom for probably a couple of years.
Oh my God.
No judgment. She was completely independent, and she didn't need anybody, so
Did you call her?
Yes, we talked every week.
Okay, that's good.
We did talk every week, and she would come up to visit us because my sister was here and the kids were here, so she would come visit us and the grandkids. So it was easier for her to come here, but that's just kind of something to note that I hadn't seen how she was living for a while. So Rick, what happened? Who called you with this big event happen, and what did they say?
My first flashpoint of memory of where I started realizing something was going either wrong with mom or something has just changed was she wasn't answering her phone. And what she used to do is either turn off the phone or turn the volume down and didn't realize anyone was calling. So one time I had to call the sheriff of her county in Pensacola to go over and do a wellness check. And after that wellness check, I started realizing something's going on. So I might need to take some action.
Okay.
And you?
Me. I was called by mom's doctor. She was in the Rio Grande Valley, and the doctor called me because she wasn't coming to her doctor's appointments, and she would reschedule and not show up, and she was turning away the nurse that they would send over. So that's what made me go down there and see what was happening. So then what happened after that?
I started going over and talking to her friends. That is a good indication when you start talking to her friends. And they kept saying she was getting kind of forgetful. She wouldn't show up, just like Velinda's mom. She wouldn't show up to either activities or breakfast or something. Same thing, she wasn't answering her phone. So that really piqued my interest. So I started just jotting down things of what wasn't making sense. And that's how I started to realize, once again, I needed to take some kind of action.
And that's when you decided to bring her?
Yes.
Okay.
That's when I decided to move mom from Pensacola closer to me in Dallas.
And for me, I went down there because the doctor called me, and I saw a number of things that surprised me when I was there. But the one major thing that convinced me that, okay, mom can't live by herself anymore was I took her to the bank, and the banker told me mom was coming every day to get help with her bills, and she couldn't help her. The banker couldn't help her, and mom would walk back to her truck and turn around and come right back in several times in that one day. So this was happening every day, and the banker asked me to please get on her account as a primary account holder and owner and help her out. So that was the main thing. But I saw a number of things, and I'll cover that in another video of other signs that we saw. But she was late on her bills, and that was another big red flag. So quickly, were you prepared for what was happening?
You know, let me tell you, I was not prepared for any of this, especially having to fly back and forth to Pensacola. But I started realizing that I couldn't leave her alone. If I am having to call the sheriff to go and check on her, something is going wrong. And I think anyone that is dealing with a elderly loved one or dementia or Alzheimer, start writing down things and start looking for activities and things that are not consistent with your family member.
Okay, so my answer is no.
I think someone hit that dot on her head a little bit too hard.
Okay, we're over time.
That's okay. Keep going.
Did you have a support system, Rick? And who was it?
I did have a support system of friends, but I didn't have a support system of friends that actually could do something legally to help my mom. It was all me. So, after I moved her to Dallas, it did help out a lot because I started having friends that would check on her.
And me?
Yes, you.
I did have a support system. I had my sister. Luckily, we could help each other out, talk through it, make the decisions, feel the emotions that were happening when this was happening. And I had the kids too. The grandkids were very supportive as well. But mostly it was my sister at that time.
Yeah, I had a dog.
So I had dogs too. So another time we'll talk more about how we made the transition, what things we had to put in order to make that happen. And the transition was to bring them closer to us. For me,
Exactly.
it was bring mom home to live with me and my sister. And for you, it was
just to move her closer to me,
to
where
you,
I could
yeah.
keep an eye out on her.
And one tip, very short,
Yes.
one tip that
Yes.
we would give to anybody who's starting to see signs, something that you would highly recommend to get in place quickly is
Legal. Have power of attorney
yeah.
for medical, finances, have a will. You have to have a will. If anything happens to your family member, if they don't have a will, it goes to state probate. Do all three things.
All right, we are at 10 minutes, so all right.
We're at 10 minutes.
Yes,
Wow.
so
Okay.
we'll sign off.
Well, we are going to sign off, and we will hope to see you again soon. Please do a like button and subscribe, because we're going to keep doing these videos. We're going to get in depth, and we're going to show you even more things of what we have done to help with our moms and family members.
Like and subscribe.
Please
and
like
comment.
and subscribe. Yeah, make comments. Send us emails too. We've gotten a few emails, so we're going to start answering those possibly on the next video.
All right.
So y'all take care.
Bye.
See you soon.